Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy. And about me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I take up international relations and internal security and the analysis of Hindu newspaper. That is the daily newspaper analysis, that is DNA of the Hindu, and we will be taking up today's DNA, that is of 16th of March 2021. And throughout my session I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases wherein we will identify the factual, analytical and conceptual questions which will be useful for prelims UPSC perspective. And while you imbibe the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing for the mains examination, you would certainly score higher marks in the mains examination. Therefore, the session at AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis will certainly help you to crack both the prelims as well as mains for the year 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we would be focusing at the quote of the day, and the quote of the day says that work hard in silence and let success make the noise. So what is very important is that you need to stick to what you have your goal, and then the success or the result will definitely talk about, or it will speak volume about your hard work. And now we will look into the news, that is the DNA of the newspaper, Hindu newspaper. And here we would be focusing on the bill which gives or defines the Delhi Lieutenant Governor more powers. And this bill was moved in the Lok Sabha by the Ministry of Home Affairs. And this, when the bill was passed or it was moved in the Lok Sabha, the bill proposes that the government, that is the existing government in the National Capital Territory of Delhi, meant the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Please do understand what the bill is proposing. That is the bill which has been moved by the Ministry of Home Affairs in the Lok Sabha. It says that the government, whichever government is in the National Capital Territory of Delhi, it means the government in the National Capital Territory of Delhi means the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. That means the government in the national NCT is nothing but Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. So it's making it very clear the bill is trying to make sure that it empowers the Lieutenant Governor in regards to the administration also. And the bill gives discretionary powers to the Lieutenant Governor even in the matters in regards to the Legislative Assembly of Delhi, wherein they are empowered to make laws. That means the Lieutenant Governor is being empowered with powers wherein legislative would be also taken into consideration by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. And the proposed legislation also seeks to ensure that Lieutenant Governor is necessarily granted an opportunity. That means LG is empowered and he should be granted an opportunity so that he or she gives her or his opinion before taking any decision by the Council of Ministers, and that wherein the decisions are implemented. That means the Ministry of Home Affairs, which the bill has been moved, makes it very clear that the government means Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. And the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi needs to give an opportunity that his opinion has to be taken into consideration before the Council of Ministers decision is implemented in the National Capital Territory of Delhi. And now we will look at a bill which has been moved in the Lok Sabha, that is the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021. And this is a crucial information for prelims perspective of UPSC, wherein we need to understand what the bill actually talks about, how the bill empowers the Lieutenant Governor, and the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi means the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. So we will look at the bill 2021, and this bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha on March 15, 2021. And the bill proposes here the main intention of the bill to be moved or to be introduced in the Lok Sabha is to amend various sections of the 1991 Act, that is section 21, 24, 33 and 44 of the 1991 Act. And while it was introduced, that means when the bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha, the Ministry of Home Affairs has made it very clear that what was the necessity that there should be amendments made to the sections of 21, 24, 33 and 44 of the 1991 Act is that the ministry says that there are objects and reasons in the bill which states that the objects and reasons are in regards to the section 44 of the 1991 Act, and it says that, that is the Ministry of Home Affairs says that the section 44 of the 1991 Act deals with the conduct of business, and in this conduct of business which the section 44 of 1991 Act deals, the Ministry of Home Affairs says that there is no structural mechanism for effective time-bound implementation. So, the Ministry of Home Affairs is specifically mentioning about the lacuna in the section 44 of the 1991 Act, wherein there is no structural mechanism for time-bound implementation, that is the effective time-bound implementation in section 44. Therefore, there is a need which the bill proposes to amend sections such as 21, 24, 33 and 44 of 1991 Act. And the Ministry of Home Affairs also says that there is no clarity about the proposals or the matters which are required to be submitted to the Lieutenant Governor before issuing any order by the government of the Delhi. And it says that the section 44 of the 1991 Act that all executive actions of the Lieutenant Governor, whether it is taken on his or her own decision or else on the advice of the ministers, in both the cases, the entire executive action shall be expressed to be taken in the name of Lieutenant Governor, not in the name of the Legislative Assembly of Delhi or National Capital Territory of Delhi. It should be or shall be expressed to be taken in the name, that is the executive actions should be taken in the name of Lieutenant Governor. So this is a key analytical concept of why the government has come up with introducing the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021, so that it proposes to amend various sections of 1991 Act, especially focusing on the objects and reasons of section 44, which it talks about the conduct of business and the executive action of the Lieutenant Governor. So you are now very much equipped with the thorough understanding of the NCT of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021, which was introduced or moved in the Lok Sabha on March 15, 2021 by the Union Minister of State for Home, G. Kishan Reddy. And now we will talk about, or we will look at what is about Delhi. When we are talking about various bills has been passed or introduced now in the parliament, so why is it so required for Delhi? Because Delhi is a union territory with a legislature. Please do understand, it's a UT with a legislature, and this has come into being in the year 1991. And the union territory Delhi has been brought in, or it has been as a union territory with a legislature under the Article 239 AA of the Indian Constitution, and it was inserted by the Constitution by the 69th Amendment Act of 1991. So you have a very crucial information for prelims perspective about the Delhi. No doubt we have looked at the bill which was introduced in 2021, but wherein there is a possibility that based on the bill which was introduced or moved in the Lok Sabha on March 15, 2021, there could be a question on Delhi, which among the following statements are incorrect. So the correct statement is that Delhi is a union territory with a legislature, and it has come into existence in the year 1991 under the Article 239 of AA of the Indian Constitution, and it was inserted by the Constitutional 69th Amendment Act 1991. And as per the existing Act of 1991, the Legislative Assembly has the power to make laws in all matters, but the Legislative Assembly of Delhi do not have the powers to make laws, especially in public order, police and land. And this is as per the 69th Amendment Act 1991, as per Article 239 AA of the Constitution. But as per the bill, that is Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021, it now empowers the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi that any opinion taken by the decision by the Council of Ministers which are implemented should be given an opportunity for the Lieutenant Governor, and it is necessarily granted an opportunity that it seeks to ensure from the Lieutenant Governor. And this is the main intention or the main motto of the proposal of amending the sections of 21, 24, 33 and 44 of the 1991 Act, that is the 69th Amendment Act 1991, wherein the original 69th Amendment Act 1991, it gives the Legislative Assembly the power, but as per the Bill of 2021, it is giving the Lieutenant Governor, or it is empowering the Lieutenant Governor in regards to the implementation or execution of any orders in the name of Lieutenant Governor. That is the main analysis that you need to understand between, or the analysis which the Constitution, that is 69th Amendment Act 1921 and the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Bill 2021. So you need to have a clear understanding about 1991 versus 2021 bill. So this is an act of 1991 and a bill of 2021. If you can understand this, so you will have a clear idea about what does the Act 1991, 69th Amendment Act 1991 says, and what does the Bill 2021, or how does it empowers the Lieutenant Governor, and it proposes that the government in the National Capital Territory of Delhi meant the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. This is a crucial analysis how you need to consider for civil services preparation, both for prelims as well as mains examination. And now we will look at what the Supreme Court has also made a statement, and it has made a judgment on the division of powers. And this is a key word, that what are the powers which has to be divided between the Chief Minister and the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. And this was made a judgment in the year July 4th, 2018 by the Supreme Court, that there is or there should be a division of powers for the elected government and the Lieutenant Governor. And on July 4th, 2018, the Constitutional Bench of the Supreme Court has said that files will not be sent to Lieutenant Governor. Please do understand, the Supreme Court has made a judgment in regards to the division of powers, that the files will not be sent to Lieutenant Governor, but elected government will take all decision and send a copy of decisions to LG, that is the Lieutenant Governor. This is what was pronounced in the Supreme Court, or else this was the Supreme Court judgment on July 4, 2018 in regards to the division of powers between the elected government and the Lieutenant Governor, that the files will not be sent to the Lieutenant Governor, but in turn the elected government will take all the decisions and send a copy to the decision to Lieutenant Governor. And this is what the Supreme Court has made the pronounced judgment in 2018. But now again, please do understand, we need to also look at the Supreme Court verdict of 2018 versus the bill of 2021. Bill of 2021, because here when we focus that the section 41 of the 1991 Act says that all executive action of the Lieutenant Governor, whether taken on the advice of his or her ministers, shall be expressed to be taken in the name of Lieutenant Governor. And this now they would wish to make sure that the Lieutenant Governor is empowered. So this is very crucial information for polity, that is in regards to the prelims as well as mains examination. And now we'll get into the another news, that is in regards to the posts which are vacant in the various central institutions of higher educations, and also in regards to the posts which are vacant in OBCs, SCs and STs, which are over 60% in the Indian Institute of Management. And this was statement made by the Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank to the Lok Sabha, that was in a written response, and he made it very clear in his written response in the Lok Sabha that more than half of the faculty positions which are reserved for OBCs in the central institutions of higher education are vacant. So what is the crucial information is that the central institutions or higher educations are still lagging behind because of the faculty positions which are not filled or it remains unfilled, and 40% of the reserved faculties of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes remains unfilled in the central institutions of higher education. And the Education Minister also has said in his written response to the Lok Sabha that after the implementation of the Central Educational Institutions Reservation Teachers Cadre Act 2019, and this is the key phrase what you need to understand in regards to the reservations and the faculty recruitment is as per the Central Educational Institutions Reservations in Teachers Cadre Act 2019. OBC reservations has been implemented at all levels, and this is the claim made by the Education Minister. And he also says that the teaching posts which are vacant or which has to be filled, especially in the central universities, is dependent or it is totally the onus lies on the central universities itself, because as they are autonomous bodies, and these central universities as an autonomous bodies have been created under the acts of parliament, so therefore the posts which are lying vacant lies on the onus of the central universities itself. This is the claim made by the Education Minister in regards to the teaching post or the faculty position which are lying vacant or unfilled positions. And he says that the faculty recruitment or the vacancies are also very high in the Indian Institute of Management, in that 60% of SC and OBC's reserved positions are vacant and 80% of positions reserved for STs have not been filled. So if you look at the positions or the faculty positions, especially for the SC, ST and OBCs, are not being filled completely as it has to be. And both the IITs and IIM have been lobbying for exemption for the faculty quota requirements. Therefore, we can see that in the statement or the written response by the Education Minister in the Lok Sabha makes it very clear that there are more than 60% of SC, ST, OBCs faculty position which are vacant. And if you look at the institutions and the categories which still have the percentage of faculty position which are reserved and which are vacant. So in India you have 42 central universities, and in regards to Sanskrit Central University, IGNOU, IITs, IIMs, IISCRs and then Indian Institute of Science. If you look at, there are various percentage of reserved faculty positions and which are still vacant. And now we will look at another news which is in regards to the human animal conflict, and this is very crucial information for both for prelims as well as mains examination. This is in regards to the man animal conflict, and here in this specifically we would be analyzing about the initiative taken by the Karnataka government in regards to the lessening or mitigating the human elephant conflict. So you have a very good information for the mains examination in regards to the mitigation or lessening the human elephant conflict, and this the authorities have taken up in the Kodagu district and also in the South Karnataka region. And this is the initiative that it is a pilot project which has been launched in Kodagu, that in the pilot project which has been launched, the authorities will install bee boxes, and these bee boxes will be installed along the periphery, that is at the regions which have the forest and the villages, that wherein the elephants will not venture very close to the humans or into the villages. That means the elephants from the forest would not venture easily into the villages wherein there is human habitation. And this is now the pilot project has been launched by installing the bee boxes at the periphery of the forest and the villages, that is which wherein these bee boxes will avoid the transgressing or incursion of elephants into the human habitation or into the human landscape. And these boxes are connected with a string, that whenever an elephant attempts to transgress into the human habitation, a tug causes the bees to swarm, that is a crowd of bees would attack or it would come very close to the elephant herds, and then the elephant herds would dissuade or it would discourage them from progressing further or transgressing further into the human habitation. So these bee boxes which are installed at the periphery of the forest between and the villages will definitely make sure that the attempts made by the elephants to transgress into the human landscape will certainly reduce. And this is a new project which has been launched, is fighting the largest animal on land against a minute insect. That is, the elephant, largest animal, is now scared by the minute insect, that is by the honeybees. And this idea has come up by the authorities in the Kodagu district of the Karnataka region, that the elephants are fear of the bees. Because of this idea that elephants are proven that they are fear of the bees, the authorities have come up with the pilot project, that is installing the bee boxes, so that there will not be transgression of elephants into the human habitation or human landscape, and they can mitigate the human elephant conflict. And now we will look at the project called as Rehab, and this is again crucial for prelims perspective, as well as it can be taken into consideration while writing the mains examination about what is Rehab and then how the mitigation process to make sure that the human and animal conflict is lessened. And this is an initiative taken by KVIC, that is Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and this is a project called as Rehab, that is reducing elephant. Rehab is acronym for reducing elephant human attacks using bees. And here please do understand, a minute insect bee is used for an large animal on land so that it is kept at bay, not transgressing into the human habitation, so that the mitigating of human animal conflict can take into consideration. And this Rehab project intends to create bee fences. So what are the fences? Here the bee fences are being created by the project Rehab so that it will prevent the elephant attacks in the human habitation using the honeybees. So the mitigation here is lessening the human animal conflict or lessening the human elephant conflict is by using the honeybees. And this pilot project is launched in 4 locations of Chellur village of Kodagu district of Karnataka state. And the spots have been located at the periphery at the corners of the National Park and Tiger Reserve, that is at the Nagarhole National Park and Tiger Reserve. This again, as I mentioned, it is a prospective question for the prelims. Which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to the project Rehab? And this Nagarhole National Park and Tiger Reserve is a conflict zone. It is a known conflict zone. And the entire cost of the project is 15 lakh. And the project Rehab is a submission. Rehab is a submission of the KVIC's, that is Khadi and Village Industries Commission's National Honey Mission. So you have a mission. Please do understand here. Again, prelims and a conceptual understanding. The mission is by the government is National Honey Mission. And the project Rehab is a submission of the National Honey Mission. So that means National Honey Mission in turn has the Rehab project. That is reducing elephant human attacks using bees. And the Khadi and Village Industries Commission, which was set up 15 to 20 intercepted bee boxes at each of the 4 locations at Chellur village in Kodagu districts. And these bee boxes have been set up so that the passing ways of the human elephant conflict zones would block the entrance of the elephants into the human habitation. So this is a crucial information for the prelims perspective about the project Rehab. And now we will focus at the advantages of the project Rehab. And the biggest advantage of the project Rehab is that it discourages the elephants without causing any harm to them. This is the biggest advantage of the project Rehab, which is a submission of the National Honey Mission, and it is not causing any harm to the elephants, and it is extremely cost effective when compared with the other measures to mitigate the human elephant conflict, such as digging trenches or erecting fences. That means the Rehab project is not harming or without causing any harm to the elephants, and it is cost effective. And the KVIC has roped in the College of Forestry under the University of Agriculture and Horticulture Sciences for the impact assessment of the project. And this is again a crucial key phrase for the mains examination, that how the project Rehab would have the impact on the elephants or on the mitigating of elephant human conflict in the Kodagu district of Karnataka region. Please do understand, the KVIC has dropped in the College of Forestry under the University of Agriculture and Horticultural Sciences for impact of or impact assessment of the Rehab project. And if you look at the conflict between humans and elephants between the year 2015 to 2020, there were around 2,500 people who have lost their lives in the elephant attacks across India. And if you focus only in Karnataka, 170 human fatalities have been reported. And this is a grave concern, and that is why the project Rehab would certainly be an mitigation for the human elephant conflict. So please do understand that this is a certainly important concept for the human animal conflict or for the mitigation of human animal conflict. The initiative of the project launched by the Karnataka government by the KVIC, which the project is called as the pilot project as Rehab. And now we will look at the arms imports. India's arms imports are down by 33%. And this is the report which is as per the Swedish think tank, that is SIPRI. SIPRI means SIPRI. That means Stockholm International Peace Research Institute has come up with a report in regards to the Indian arms import, and it says that the Indian arms import have been reduced by 33% between 2011-15 and 2016-20. And the report says that the drop in arms imports is mainly due to the complex and lengthy procurement process. Please do understand what are the reasons for the India's arms imports by the report of SIPRI, that is a Swedish think tank, is because of the complex and lengthy procurement process, and India is going ahead with, or it is attempting to reduce the dependence on Russia's arms. Please do understand why is the question, and there are two reasons here. First is because of the complex and lengthy procurement process which India follows, and because there are attempts by India to reduce its arms imports or dependence of arms on the Russian arms, and thereby India is diversifying its network of arms suppliers. Because of these three reasons, as per the report by the Swedish think tank SIPRI, the Indian arms imports are down by 33%. But in turn, still further, India continues to remain the second largest arm importers, and the first is the Saudi Arabia. Please do understand here, Saudi Arabia is the first largest arms importer, and then followed by India. And this is again for prelims perspective, that India continues to remain the second largest arms importer after Saudi Arabia. And as per the report of the Swedish think tank SIPRI, it says that India perceives increasing threats from Pakistan and China. That is why still it remains the second largest importer, arms importer. And along with the threat what India perceives, India is also having the ambitious plans to produce its own major arms, that is as per the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan scheme, that it wanted to make sure that it produced its own major arms, and these are the reasons why there is a significant delay, and there is a significant delay in regards to the ambitious plan of producing the major arms on its own, because of its planning of large scale program for arms imports is been delayed. That is, the arms imports have been reduced because of its ambitious plan of producing its own major arms by the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan scheme. And the report also says that the deliveries or the arms imports are in regards to the combat aircraft, air defense system, ships and submarines. And India's arms imports are expected to increase in the coming 5 years. Why? Because it certainly pursues a threat, increasing threat from Pakistan and China. And before it can have its own self or produce its own arms, it is expected to increase the arms imports in the coming 5 years down the line. And like India also, now we will focus at Pakistan. Pakistan has also scheduled for large imports of arms, and they are scheduled for delivery of arms by 2028. And by 2028 they would include 50 combat aircraft, 8 submarines, 4 frigates from China and 4 frigates from Turkey. That means China and Turkey are the one which Pakistan is wishing to import the arms by 2028. And just for information's sake, we have focused at 4 frigates from China and 4 frigates from Turkey. So what does frigates mean? It is a small fast ship in the navy that travels with other ships so that in order to protect them. So it is a small fast ship which China is now providing or exporting to Pakistan along with Turkey. And this is in regards to the internal security. You can focus this in regards to the internal security and then specifically in regards to the defense sector for prelims as well as mains perspective. And now if you look at, Russia is still the largest supplier to India, and Russia was the largest arms suppliers from 2011-15 to 2016-20. But Russia's deliveries of arms imports to India have dropped by 53% between 2011-15 and 2016-20, and its share of Indian arms imports have fell to 70 to 49% from 2011-15 to 2016-20. But still, Russia is now the largest supplier. And if you look at, US was the second largest. Please do understand, US was the second largest arms supplier between 2011 and 15. Please do understand, it was second largest arms supplier to India, which US in 2011-15. But in the year 2016 to 20, the arms imports from US have reduced into India by 46%. And by the reduce of 46% of arms supply to India, US has now become the fourth largest supplier from 2016 to 2020. And France and Israel are now the second and third largest arms suppliers in 2016 and 20. And that, if you look at Russia, France, Israel and US, this stands first, second, third, and then this is the fourth arms suppliers to India in the year 2016-20. And India arms imports from France has increased by 709% because we are of Rafale fighter jets, and Israel rose by 82%. That means the imports, arms imports from Russia, US has reduced, and India's arm imports from France and Israel have increased. This is the analysis what you need to make out from the supplies, arms supplies or arms imports into India from Russia, US, France and Israel. And I hope this session was very informative, knowledgeable and very useful for mains as well as prelims perspective. So I would say a very big thank you to all. Good luck to you all, and then do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule and take care of your physical health and mental health throughout your preparation. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and also subscribe the AKS IAS Academy English Medium YouTube channel, and also have access to the website and also the Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy. And then see you again tomorrow with the daily news analysis at AKS IAS Academy. Till then, thank you, goodbye, and then take care.